It's hard to believe that the movie Jesus Christ Superstar, with music by Tim Rice and Andrew Lloyd Webber, is turning 50 years old. And to celebrate, the Regent Theater is staging a digitally enhanced screening of the movie and a sing-along with the classic 1973 rock opera. And get this, the stars of the movie, including Ted Neeley, who played Christ in the movie, will be there in person to introduce the film, and they'll meet fans after the screening. ACMi News Director Jeff Barn got to talk to Ted Neeley about the difficult filming in the turbulent Middle East and about the genius of the film's director, Norman Jewison.
And, you know, we went over there and we were told it was the end of the 6-day war, you know, so we're okay, come on over, blah, blah, blah. And we get there and they're still bombing the borders all around it. And we were in, you know, the Dead Sea, Negev desert, you know. They didn't bother us because we didn't have anything they needed, you know, but even so, we were told that those planes are still doing the thing. And certainly enough, we could see the bombs blowing up on the borders.
I can hardly stand. Oh, I believe you can make me well. See my first, I'm a poor man.
Normally when you make a film, what you hear the director say most is action and cut. In our situation, it was action, cut, and hit the dirt, because here come the planes. We were all so surprised that we, first of all, got to be in this film. And secondly, the fact that it became so successful, nobody had any clue. Well, even with Norman, you know, when the film companies were saying it's not going to happen, you know, we didn't know if it would even be released. And he, so brilliant and so visual at everything he do, he decided he needed to get some kind of support from somebody that was powerful in the world. So he set up a meeting himself with the Pope at that time, Pope Paul VI, in the Vatican. He sat down and they watched the movie together, just the two of them. And he told me, he said, Ted, I was sitting there watching him watch the film. He said he never took his eyes off the screen. And he said, I honestly thought that when the film finished, he was going to look at me and do what you did in the temple. Get out! You know? But he looked at Norman and he said, Mr. Jewison, I loved your film. I believe this film will bring more people to religion in the entire world than anything ever has before. You have my endorsement, whatever you need. And instantly now, it was no more protest. You know, people are, so we were okay. But I'm telling you, the experience in Israel was absolutely unmatchable, because no matter where we walked, we felt we were walking in somebody's very special footsteps. You know, and the feeling of the atmosphere there, except when they were bombing the borders, was so unique. Yeah, now Norman could have done it in any desert, in any country, but he took us all there so we could really feel the atmosphere of what we were doing.
You mentioned the temple, you losing your temper in the temple. That had to be a one-taker. That had to be, you know, Ted, you got to do this right. We're going to overturn some table. You're going to see some silver flying everywhere. You did that part great. I mean, you were showing some temper there.
You must have interviewed Norman, because that's exactly what he said. You know, he said, because when we were on the set before we shot it, he showed everybody everything that was there, and everybody had to work their way around it and do whatever. And he came to me and said, everything that's there, I want you to destroy any way you possibly can. He said, and it's going to be one take because we can't replace all of that stuff. So just get out there and do the most angry thing you could ever think of doing in your life and destroy it. So I did. And I loved every second of it. You know, I got to just do all this crazy stuff, you know. And then, of course, at the end, when I go, get out, all of that, then it's guilt and yeah, you feel terrible. And now, what did I do?
You know what? The Eagles had to be billed when they wrecked a hotel room. You got to do it on film.
I had all that stuff to destroy. That was great.
You can even dress as your favorite character from the movie for what is sure to be a great event at the Regent. and you'll meet Ted Neeley and all the principal players who made this movie a smashing success of biblical proportions. See what we did there? The show is coming to Arlington June 21st and 22nd. Just go to the Regent Theater website for more details at regenttheater.com. Again, that's Regent Theater with an RE.com.